Serviceability is key.
We understand the contractor's need for a unit that's easy to maintain and repair if necessary throughout the 10 or 20 year life of that unit. There are certain parts that, like any air conditioner, will fail over time, contactors and relays and such that have a duty cycle, albeit it may be 200,000 cycles, eventually it's going to wear and tear. We made sure that when we design the equipment, those parts are readily accessible so those units can be repaired very quickly.
Understanding the cost to roll a truck and the cost of service, we put a lot of thought and effort into our electrical tray.
We tried to follow the lines of how residential units are set up and the fact that all the electronics are in the same compartment.
We use a 5/16 screw. Everybody has a 5/16 driver on their truck. The cosmetic cover has security bit on it, but it also is commonly available.
When you take off our cosmetic cover, there's screws on the lid. You take that lid off and all of your electronics are in this component section on the top. Easily, visibly laid out so that you don't have to take anything off of them. They're all just laid out in what we call a tray. You can see labels to what that relay goes to. All the wiring is up at the top.
We have competitors in certain of our markets where you've got to remove an excess number of parts just to get to another part to service that. So it was very important to us that we design the equipment such that it limited the amount of time that a technician would need to replace something simple. Most repairs can occur without the unit being removed from the cabinet.
The relays that we use are off the shelf. The capacitors we use are off the shelf. Our temperature control board, if it goes out, you can use a mechanical dial thermostat. Filter dryers are pretty common. A lot of guys will have removable orifice TXVs, so if you let them know what kind of TXV is in the system, they may have a removable orifice that they can piece together on site and put it in the unit. Electrical wires, 16, 14 gauge, 10 gauge common wires that anybody would have. Low ambient safeguards and high temperature safeguards, and we put a lot of thought into the ease to be able to replace a compressor or change out a TXV or a filter dryer.
There are things like change a capacitor. A lot of that stuff are things that a technician should know how to do, but if not, they could absolutely call into tech support and we can walk through that as well.
So my name's Greg Duggan.
I'm Matthew Simpson.
I'm Jared Olson with VoltAire Systems.
The equipment's designed, certified, and listed by UL and manufactured in the United States.